Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. That's self-explanatory. Alright, let's do this again. I'm making a video to show off my mod load order for Skyrim Anniversary Edition in the year of our Lord 2022 for you guys to play with. It's made by the GameFAQs user ProMWM. There's 50 mods total in his recommended list, and I will put the link in the description below for that list for you to listen to, for you to read for yourself, because we're just going to go over the 50 mods he added, and I'll go over and I'll just show you the mods I'm personally using for my own personal reasons. Secondly, so first, Skyrim Special Edition patch, self-explanatory. Everyone who's played Skyrim knows about this. Fenderic's Magic Reloaded Part 1 and 2. New Ornamentis, 250 spells, archetypes for spells, types of spells, summons, arrow bolts, legendary weapons, staffs, chain artifacts, elemental, unarmed martial arts, bosses, loading screens, and the player home. Go nuts, explore, go wild. Alright. Next, we have Supreme and Volumetric Fog, scriptless, more realistic, and improved visual effects and performance by making the weathers foggier. Obsidian Weathers features 90 weathers, amplifies the depth of Skyrim, obscuring distant landscapes, rolling fogs, hides the ocean horizon, approximates surface, scattering with subtle bloom. Remastered storm audio, illuminates trees and snow, naturally saturates the environment through vivid lighting. Yeah, weather mods. No problem. Lighting interior overhaul basically just makes the game... gives the game more realistic lighting by removing all the random ambient lighting that's just randomly filtered throughout every single interior in the game, which is a result of Skyrim ordinarily being so bright that you didn't really need torches or the mage light spell. But now you definitely do. Dense grass, increase the density of grass. Ignore when it says that the load order should be closest to the bottom. Follow ProMWM's mod loader guide exactly. If you want to know where to put dense grass, it is best where it is right now. Skyrim is windy, makes the trees and plants feel affected by the wind. Dense grass just makes more grass. You know, all that stuff. Water fixes the flow of water. Dungeon water stagnates and flows. Transparency tweaks adds ponds and small lakes. Animated waves. Written custom water. It's basically just immersion. Fenderic magic sounds improved, makes all magic sounds sound way better. Speaking of which, Reverb and Ambience Overhaul makes loud sounds more realistic, improves and balances ambience and reverb, increases the diversity and dynamics of in-game sound. Good headphones and good speakers are highly recommended, basically. And now we get the world overhaul mods. Better see entrances. Basically, more details around the gates of the main cities, like statues outside of Whiterun, outside the main gate, for example, that sort of thing. Lampposts of Skyrim, you know, lampposts that show you where to... If you're not using fast travel, then the lampposts add a lot of immersion by pointing you in the direction of how to get to major holds or cities. Same with Lampposts of Skyrim is just, if you play at night and using lighting overhaul mods, then the lanterns will illuminate the dark areas and allow you to see where you need to go better on the road. Point the Way is a mod that shows you where to go if you're just trying to walk to the major holds in cities. Whole border barriers is basically just, you know, gives you the 9 major holds have their own colored border banners now, telling you where or when you've entered a new hold. Forest of Skyrim adds more trees. The Great Cities is actually damn near 10 mods wrapped up into one, honestly. Combo mods are pretty much the best thing you could possibly ask for when you want to use something like JK Skyrim. But the Great Cities basically vastly overhauls the exterior of all the major hold cities like Everstead, Markarth, and Solitude. But it also changes the Skull Village. And the Great Cities mods by a completely different person, from what I understand, is basically every other Great City mod that this mod doesn't cover. So Dawnstar, Dragonbridge, Falkreath, you know. Then the last but not least is Kynesgrove, which is the last major city or town you have to visit for the sake of the main story, so it gets an Overhaul mod all to itself. Magical College of Winterhold overhauls the look of the Magical College in order to make it feel more like an actual magic school. You know? Pretty good stuff. Also, you can now read books to boost each of your magic skills. But you can only read one book at a time, all that good stuff. Also, when you become Archmage, you get to live in Savos Aran's updated Headmaster's dorm room. Pretty sweet. All that good stuff. Ars Metallica expands the crafting system of Skyrim to allow archers to forge their own arrows, allow thieves to make their own lockpicks, provide skill advancement for the use of the smelter meltdown ore, provide skill advancement for the use of the tanning rock make leather, provides a small amount of skill advancement for mining the ore, provide the ability to melt down existing pieces of armor, some color items to the ingots, allow members of factions to forge equipment appropriate to their guild. Stelgard modifies the dragon bone arrow recipes and the crossbow bolt recipes from the same formulas as vanilla. And that's basically it. But yeah, Ars Metallica is one of my favorite additions to this mod because it lets you power level smithing in a much more believable way than you could in vanilla Skyrim, in my opinion. Really good, great mod. Immersive Leveling just lets you speed up how you level throughout the game in a way that makes sense appropriately to what each skill should be doing. Unleveled items removes level restrictions on getting more powerful versions of each of the unique leveled equipment in the game, like Chillrend or Dragon's Bane. No matter what level you are in the game, they will always be at their level 46 plus variants with their level 46 plus enchantments, no matter what you're doing, no matter when you find them. It is fantastic. Guard dialogue overhaul, you know, just adds more immersion by making the guard dialogue better fit what you're actually doing in the game or what you've actually accomplished in the game. Populate Skyrim Civil War basically makes the Civil War feel like a much bigger deal by constantly adding big battles between the Stormcloaks and the Imperials across the entirety of, you know, Tamriel. And it also adds Imperial and Stormcloak patrols all over the place. And there are like 4 different large-scale battles all across the city. And they all respawn. This basically... So yeah, basically, you know, if you wanted to like increase the immersion of the Civil War, this is the mod to use. Immersive Patrols just adds Immersive Patrols and Civil War Patrols are pretty much the same thing, except you get more patrolling soldiers are on Skyrim. Unfortunately, some of these still suffer from the gray face bug. That's unavoidable, unfortunately. That's just a PS4 thing. Nothing we can do about that except hide it with helmets. Better loot basically just makes it much better to loot dungeons and urns and burial urns for loot. Makes looting more worthwhile. Combat of Skyrim Overhaul increases the AI effectiveness, increases their lethality. You can change the game settings in the miscellaneous menu. Or no, no, you can't do that. The mod already did that. Better Combat AI is basically just making the enemies smarter in battle. It's better for you to experience that than for me to sit here and explain it. Werewolf perks expanded, and Vampires and Magic. Overhaul the perk trees of the Werewolf and Vampire Lore transformations, as well as giving them more abilities for you when you level them up. And in the case of Vampire Magic, it also changes the way vanilla magic works for the vanilla magic spells. Even magic costs for spells, perks scale your magic damages like melee combat, cloak and wards, dual casting provides higher damage, stuff like that. Better vanilla perks is the mod overhaul that the ProMWM seems to prefer. The full change list is available on the Nexus Mods page. So all I can really do is say, check this out if it's to your liking. If not, just find a different mod overhaul perk, you know. Immersive Movement changes the way movement works for realism purposes. That's pretty self-explanatory. More kill moves and decapitations just makes it easier to get the special decapitation and kill move attacks with melee weapons. More blood and gore increases the gore. Better horses makes horses essential. Horses have more stamina and will travel quicker. They're not super fast. I've played with a horse mod before, it makes them way faster. But the better horses mod is fine for what it does. Lore-based loading screens makes the loading screens fit the lore, give you more lore information. Nothing else to really say about that. Dongar map markers makes the Soul Cairn genuinely fun to explore because now you don't have to worry about getting lost. No blur and kill moves, pretty self-explanatory. Various dragons just makes all the dragons have different palettes so that they don't all look samey every time you fight another blood dragon. Rain Snow Effects is one of the classics from way back in the day. Just makes the rain and snow show up in your character model when it's raining or snowing. Dirt Replacer replaces the default landscape texture of grass, changes road textures, adds grass growing to the roads, blends roads with landscape textures, includes rocks and mountains, changes the structure of snow, that kind of stuff. Insignificant Object Remover removes little rocks, twigs, bits of concrete, and piles of rubble, populating your game that aren't physical objects. He's essentially moving 1/4 of all the grass you don't see to try and make a few additional FPS. Keeps your FPS more stable by removing insignificant objects. As you can see, it's technically started life as a Fallout 4 mod for a good reason. Epic Enhanced Console Graphics. Console graphic mod. Close to PC graphics. Vivid EMB. I really like how Skyrim looks with this one in particular. I like high fantasy settings like Skyrim to look really colorful during the day, and it is very colorful thanks to this mod. Immersive Citizens makes every NPC in the game act more like Serana does, specifically, and other stuff. Realistic conversations just, you know, makes the NPCs smarter, so when they talk to each other with ambient dialogue, it actually makes more sense. Vibrant world map makes it brighter. Go in map clouds, makes it easier to see the map clouds. And we're done, basically. I don't feel like this needs to be a long video. So those are the 50 mods that the ProMWM recommends himself personally. So I guess I'll end the video by showing off the mods I'm personally using because of my own preferences, starting with Adamant, a perk overhaul. I'm using Adamant over better vanilla perks because I'm also using Mysticism. Like in general, the guy who made Adamant and Mysticism has really great Overhaul mods. I haven't used all of them so far, but Adamant and Mysticism are great, especially together. But yeah, one perk overhaul is another perk overhaul. Just pick whichever one you want if you're gonna change how it works for you. Dawnguard as a vampire lets me do something that you literally couldn't do in vanilla, and that's play the Dawnguard questline while you're a vampire lord. Self-explanatory, but it works for me. Whatever. The Greybeard set lets me play with a set of Greybeard robes that gives me shout cooldown if I equip them. So yeah, if I want to do a Greybeard roleplay, there it is. Awesome Artifacts improves all of the pre-made enchanted items in the game, to the point where they can even go toe-to-toe your personally enchanted equipment, even late game. That means they can there's way too many changes in the personally list here, so I'm not going to bother going over it. I'll just note that this was updated for the Anniversary Edition, and now basically updates all the Creation Club content as well. Previously, it only updated all the Skyrim. It was updated solely for the Special Edition, but now it's got all the Creation Club content boosted up to match it. Mysticism right here. Mysticism adds over 200 new spells and makes its own balance adjustments to the vanilla spells. Vendors also have been tweaked. And mastery level spells have also been completely worked to make them more usable. Fast alternate start. Basically just, it's a fast alternate start. And honestly, it's just better than the alternate start mod I was using previously. So if you don't feel like going through the opening cutscene with Hat, Var, and Radgar, if you want to start as a vampire, you want to start in the Companions, you want to start in the College of Winterhold, this is where you go. This is what you want to do. Dragon Souls to perk points is one of my favorite mods here, because I've been looking for something like this for years. Basically, you go into High Hrothgar after this horn, and you convert one unspent Dragon Soul into 3 perk points. And it basically is great because it solves all of my leveling up concerns. I don't like to level up my characters past whatever level they need when they 100% all the relevant major and minor skills, but I still want to get more perk points. So this basically solves that issue, and now I can just level up my characters to whatever level I genuinely feel like, instead of needing to level up my characters just because they don't have enough perks. There's another version that only gives you 1 perk point for 1 Dragon Soul if you think 3 is overpowered. I personally don't think so, because a dragon is basically a waste of your time by late game and end game, so you better be getting something good out of bothering to hunt them, and this is something good to me. Fast Beast perks makes upgrading the Werewolf, Wolf, and Vampire Lord trees bearable, in my opinion. And then there's the Bypass Trilogy here that lets you skip sections of the main game, of the main story quest line that tend to drag out because this is the beginning of the game. This is basically the middle of the game, and this is basically late game. And they all drag because you already know what you need to do at that point, but there's nothing particularly interesting about how long you have to trek in order to get there. So that's why I just decided to lump these all in together. The cheat room is really just something I'm doing. You don't have to have that. That's just something I'm doing for power leveling characters. More alchemists, and basically these 2 mods here help me buy alchemy ingredients, especially the rare curios alchemy ingredients, much easier than I could in vanilla. The hybrid book set lets me turn into a vampire lord and a werewolf at the same time by reading 2 books that give me those powers. Self-explanatory, really simple to get. Skip the quest to kill Parthenax. If you are ever frustrated by the blades just refusing to get over themselves and making an ultimatum where you have to kill Parthenax in order to continue helping them out, just spend some gold to craft the ring, then equip the ring, and it will automatically complete the kill Parthenax quest for you without you needing to actually kill the guy. Sweet. And that's that. So, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you have a blast using this mod load order of mine, or at least take inspiration for your own mod load orders in the future if that's what you want to do. This is Very Melon Man signing off. Have a good day.